And I reiterate, we're not removing or grabbing hunting guns. We are taking back assault-style weapons that were recognized as designed to kill.
Now you're probably saying, why is this guy that has an airsoft channel making anything to do with firearms? Well, the simple answer is they came for airsoft before. And I just want to get a couple facts straight. Can you tell me the difference between this gun and this gun? They're both semi-automatic. They both shoot the same round. Now, if you trust the science, there is no difference between the lethality of these two firearms. Now, yes, 22 caliber rifles can kill somebody, but they aren't intended for that. No military system uses 22 caliber rifles as their primary firearm. Firearms these days are being judged exclusively on their appearance, which I think is kind of ironic.
That's racist.
The issue I have with these new laws is they will soon come for airsoft because airsoft guns look scary. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That's how governments have always worked. And this guarantees no benefit to public safety. Firearm-related crime in Canada makes up for about 2% of all crime. And out of that 2%, only roughly 10% has anything to do with legal firearm owners. Now keep in mind, these crimes could be something like improper storage, transportation. They're not necessarily violent crimes. So why are we spending almost $1 billion and counting on a program that isn't going to guarantee any public safety? Everyone as a taxpayer should be very upset about this program because it is just a waste. It is irresponsible government spending. The airsoft gun you see me using in the video is illegal to own, the real version in Canada. But if I took that down the street, someone's going to call the police and the police are going to respond as if it is a real firearm. Just because it's illegal to own something in Canada doesn't mean people aren't going to own it. Drugs are all over Canada and they're very much illegal. Now, I used to be on the other side of the fence with this. I used to think, yeah, nobody needs an AR-15. But once you educate yourself, you realize that there's no scientific reason to draw a line. Nobody needs a sports car either. When you get your license and you get a car, you don't need a sports car. You're never going to be able to use it to its full extent, the way it's designed to be used. But you have earned the right to be able to own that sports car. If we're going to talk about banning things, why don't we talk about things like alcohol? These are literal poisons that people ingest every single day, and alcohol leads to so much more violence than firearms ever have. All this is doing is disarming the civilian population. And in the event there was ever an invasion, having an armed population is not the worst thing. When it's only the government and the police that have firearms, they have complete control over their civilian population. Civilians have no way to rebel or fight back. And the criminals don't care about these laws. They will have their firearms because they bring them in here illegally. So I implore you as a Canadian citizen and a taxpayer, do not support this program. This video is primarily to defend and protect my hobby, but I think that more people should be outraged by the irresponsible government spending of this program.
We're stopping them from the truth. Please help us stop that disinformation.